Welcome to the session. You are in here for a treat. We'll get started. Just to introduce myself, my name is Jamin Patel. I lead product management at Palo Alto Networks for our software firewalls, which are deployed in public cloud, private cloud environments, and also now starting to lead AI application security. All right, so we'll go and cover, this is a safe harbor statement. A few forward-looking statements can be made, so just be aware of those. But just let me see who is in here. Network security people, raise your hand. One. In the past life, all right. How about application security people? Born in data center people? I'm one of the person who was born in data centers. Born in cloud, and now the next gen would be born in AI, somewhere in Bedrock. So that's awesome. So what we are starting to see is we are in the beginning stages of this AI adoption, and AI is already the fastest adopted technology in the history of mankind. Internet took about 23 years to reach to 1 billion users. Mobile took about 15 plus years. Social media took more than 10 years. And AI is already there with 250 million plus users, going to be the fastest adopted technology in about 7 years since its inception. It didn't take more than 2 years to reach it from 0 to 250 million or so. So why we are saying this is, even though we are at 250 million users, it is going to be still the beginning of this AI adoption and the journey. If you look at in 2024, right now, 250 will reach to 500 and 1 billion almost around 2029 timeframe. Right? Now, while the growth is happening, what we are observing from our customers is these native AI applications will literally explode. Right now, there are about 2,400 AI apps in the world and growing at a significant pace. Will reach about next 5 to 6 years, 5x. If you look at every single SaaS application, those SaaS applications will be infused with AI by the time you like in about a few years. So every single SaaS app that you know will be eventually an AI app. Now, while this growth for AI native applications as well as SaaS applications adopting AI is tremendous growth, what we are starting to see is this AI app proliferation will continue to grow, but will bring own risks. So today, about 43% of our enterprise customers have adopted, let's say, AI. You will see almost 100% of this AI customers will adopt AI in the next 12 months or so. How many of you are planning to adopt AI in the next 12 months? All right, pretty much more than at least 60 to 70% is what I see here, at least those who have raised hands. Typical large enterprise customer will have hundreds of AI applications, thousands of model endpoints that they'll be using, and tens of petabytes of data they will use to train their AI applications and models. Now, of course, what we know of this prompts, you'll also be processing millions of prompts for the AI applications that you will be building, or these prompts will be going out, accessing some of the Gen AI SaaS applications. Now, we are seeing that about 50% of employees in typical large enterprise scenario, they are accessing not so well authenticated Gen AI applications. 80% of public models can very easily be jailbroken, very easily. There are 100 plus malicious models already out there in the world that your developers will be using, and they are subject to greater risks. So to remediate all of this, we are taking a big approach and big step where we believe that enterprises need to secure AI by design. And that means, what we mean by that is you'll be tracking and monitoring AI usage for every single employee. You will secure every step of AI app development lifecycle, and you will be protecting your AI data. And to do all of these three things, you don't need to introduce another point product. We believe in platformization, and you should be adopting platforms, the same cybersecurity platforms that you are already familiar with, and just extend them to secure your AI use. Now, to secure AI by design, we are launching 3 products. We launched already, and this will be available very soon. First product is called AI Access. Second is called AI SPM, so-called AI Security Posture Management. And the third one is AI Runtime Security. 3 products from Palo Alto Networks to secure every single usage of AI from you. Now, these 3 products address 2 primary use cases. The first use case is around how employees are accessing GenAI applications and how do you secure them. So that is the first use case. The second use case is around protecting AI applications that you, enterprise customers, will be building for your customers, partners, and your internal employees. So there are 2 sides of the coin, which is one is securing your employees, and the other one is securing your own AI apps that you will be building and deploying in private or public cloud. Okay? So AI access, let's talk about the first use case, which is about AI access security. So this AI access security is about employees today. If you look at 57% of, on an average, 57% of employees today in your organization might be accessing these AI applications, whether you know about it or you don't. But half of them are using GenAI apps which are risky in nature. Now, we are introducing this AI access security primarily to protect your employees, and it will have 3 functions. The first one will start with the visibility. We'll give you full real-time visibility of AI usage, where you'll be able to view all what your employees are accessing. You will have a full discovery of your employees accessing all sorts of GenAI apps. We'll give you the categorization, the breakdown, whether they are accessing code-based GenAI apps or they are using for some marketing materials, are they using for engineering productivity, they are using ChatGPT to summarize some of your text. So that is all about the visibility. Then we will give you the control around what employees and the groups of those employees can access what type of AI apps. That's the second pillar. And the third pillar is once you have access, once those employees do get the permission to access those GenAI apps, we will do the data control. You'll be able to write data governance and the policies to secure your organization's data, because you do not want your intellectual property and some of the organization's sensitive data to be leaked out there in the world, going from your employees through ChatGPTs or other models of the world, and those models get trained on your sensitive data. So those are the 3 key capabilities of our AI access security. This AI access security, for that you don't have to worry about purchasing any other point product. It will be available on all of our next generation firewall platforms, including hardware firewalls, software firewalls, and our Prisma Access, which is our SASE solution. Okay? So, and this is what we mean by platformization. You can securely adopt, your employees can take advantage of GenAI applications and get greater productivity boost. You don't need to worry about some of the common aspects that people think about and restrict GenAI usage. It's a good thing. They need to adopt GenAI, but they need to do so with security in mind. And that's what AI access security will allow you to do. It's part of our network security platform. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin, which is you will be building your own AI apps that will be accessed by your customers, partners, and employees. How do you protect those AI applications that you will be building? We looked at the employee security. Now we need to look at the application security side. So to protect your enterprise AI apps, we are starting to see more and more AI apps being built. Are you guys in the middle of building those AI apps? Who is building? Raise your hands if you are building your AI apps. All right. So would love to know more about your use cases that you are building. But we are starting to see our customers building some of this. For example, one of our pharmaceutical customers is going to use going to build an internal app that will be accessible by their researchers and scientists, and that will help them take the next drug to the market much faster than they did before. One of the stock exchanges customers in the worldwide, they are planning to give you an investor intelligence app where people will be able to ask questions around, should I invest in this publicly traded company or not? You'll be able to very easily ask questions around the performance of that publicly traded company, and it would be much authenticated source of truth because it would give you the summarization based on some of the reports that publicly traded companies will be filing with SECs and so forth. Right? We are also starting to see some of the online retailers where you'll be able to very easily ask questions and compare prices of goods and services across all the retailers in the United States. So we have another state government customer. They are trying to build an app where who wants to summarize these legislative bills this Senate and others pass, and the state employees need to interpret what it means for their own agencies. So this summarization app will help you summarize legislative bills and what it means for your state agency so they can come up with the action plan. All these wonderful AI apps are going to be built and rolled out. Now, the journey to secure your enterprise AI applications starts with discovery. We are going to discover your entire AI app ecosystem. So with the two products that we introduced, AI Security Posture Management and AI Runtime Security, we will have AI Security Posture Management help you identify and remediate infrastructure security risks, data risks, and supply chain risks. AI Runtime Security will help you protect your enterprise AI apps, models, and data from not only AI-specific risks or threats that we are seeing, but also from all the foundational risks. Now, so AI SPM, let me give you a little bit glimpse of what that product does. So it will give you the full discovery of your entire AI app ecosystem, which includes your applications, models, and data sets, training or foundation models, and so forth. It will give you the real-time risk assessment and identification, and it will help you come up with the prioritized list of all the recommendations, and it would be much actionable insights that you'll be able to get with this AI SPM. And you'll be able to take actions in that order of priority and blast radius. Right? AI Runtime Security, that I'm going to double click into it, is going to help you protect your apps, model, and data from all the AI as well as foundational network risks. AI app protection, model protection, data protection. These are the three capabilities that will go deep into today's presentation. Now, what is different about enterprise AI apps compared to a standard web app? AI applications are also sort of web apps, but it's a superset of web app. It's much complex architecture. Enterprise AI infrastructure you'll be running these AI apps on CPUs, GPUs. You will import some of the ML libraries. You'll be running on containers or serverless functions. All of these are very similar to what you find in a web app. But you will also be bringing in AI models, which are hundreds of thousands of these models are already out there. You will use some of this foundational or the fine-tuned data models. You'll fine-tune these models using your proprietary data, internal sources, or external. And you will also be using plugins and agents to improve your productivity. These plugins and agents are helper functions that help your developers build these intelligent AI apps. They can help you write some of the can do the file I/O operations. These plugins can help you do the internet search on your behalf. It can also convert your text to SQL queries and so forth. So there are tremendous amount of use cases that we are starting to see with the plugins and agents. This is the entire AI app ecosystem. Now, each of these fundamental modules brings its own risks. For example, this AI tech stack, let me talk to you about supply chain and the config risks that you will see. So from infrastructure perspective, while your developers are developing these AI apps, they will be using some of the insecure ML libraries if not properly secure. They may end up using some of the insecure prompt templates. The models they may end up using might be highly vulnerable. These models would be trained on your data sets, and these data sets could be publicly writable. That means you are exposing your apps to data poisoning type of attacks. There is obscure data lineage. There is sensitive data leak. These plugins that we know all of your developer community loves, they may have some excessive permissions to your app ecosystem. These are all the supply chain and the config risks out there. Let's talk about runtime risk now. But before we deep dive into the runtime, let me give you one example of a healthcare virtual assistant app. Imagine a healthcare company trying to build this app where there are probably 600,000 plus models already available on Hugging Face, which is one of the popular platforms for developers to source AI models, open source. Out of these 600,000 models, 400,000 of them, which is 2/3 of them, were developed and publicly made available in just last 1 year. The website sees about 1 million plus downloads every single day of these models. These models are vulnerable, and you need to understand that. So imagine an AI app developer downloading this model, which is highly vulnerable. And also, while they are deploying this app in public cloud, on AWS Bedrock, for example, they might leave the doors open for attackers to come in and access this data. So there is a misconfiguration, and this data set is publicly writable, exposing you to data poisoning risk. Now, if you look at the runtime threats, this is the runtime threat which we typically see at the network layer when these AI applications are deployed in production. You will see lack of segmentation. You will see remote code execution possibilities. You may end up seeing prompt injection attacks and model DOS attacks. On the plugins and agent side, this will have unrestricted communication and segmentation. Now, how do we let me give you the same example, virtual assistant app that the healthcare company developed. Let's say they are subject to prompt injection and sensitive data leak type of risks. What is prompt injection? Prompt injection is a type of a technique that developers, that the attackers may end up using to exploit your models and get the sensitive data out. Because these models have some sort of a loose lips problem, because these models might be fine-tuned on your sensitive data, and that means it's just a matter of when the data can be leaked out, not if. Just by carefully crafting prompts and the questions that other attackers can ask and interact with your AI app, prompt injection can successfully occur, and the model may end up giving the data that you did not intend to. So in order for you to protect that, let me give you some example of AI app model and data risks. Here, look at one of these questions that your AI app may receive. Let's say your developer is asking, how do I upgrade to the latest version of the software? Imagine an AI app that your employee is using. It comes back with a malicious URL in the payload. Not that your server is trying to access, but the employee may end up clicking on this malicious URL. How do you protect against that? For that, you need to secure your AI app to make sure you as an organization, your AI apps are not giving out malicious URLs to your customers. Otherwise, it will become a reputational concern for you. So anything and everything that your app processes should be completely sanitized and secure. So that's one example of what you need to do to protect your AI app. The second example is about prompt injection attack. This is a very simplified version, but this is called a jailbreak attempt, or where somebody else, the attacker, is impersonating as bank manager somebody else and trying to get some sensitive data out for other customers. It's a very simplified scenario here. In reality, it would be much more complex, but this is one example of prompt injection, and it's a great model risk that you'll have. The third one is about AI data risk. In this case, some healthcare patient is asking a simple question such as, how can I treat my XYZ symptoms? And then the healthcare organization that has developed this AI app, because it was fine-tuned on some other patient data, it may end up giving the patient information back to somebody else. That's a great risk from PII, PHI perspective. You are giving out the personally identifiable information just because that you trained your model on the patient data. Now, why traditional solutions fall short? Number one, these traditional solutions can only discover from discoverability or posture perspective. They can only discover standard web apps and its components. they are not designed to discover AI application components. So that is the first gap. The second gap is they are very difficult to deploy, and your application security is not great because they struggle to segment your containerized apps. Most of these AI apps are going to be delivered in container form factor. So that's the second struggle. And the third struggle that these solutions have is about protecting against AI-specific attacks. So any security solutions you see out there, they fall short on those three parameters. Our approach to AI runtime security is to address those three problems. We start with the holistic discovery, where we discover every single component of your AI app ecosystem. AI apps, models, data, internet destinations, the users that are accessing to it, accessing your AI apps, and so forth. Once we have that, then we help you very easily deploy our AI runtime security instances to protect those AI apps, model, and data. And the third one is the defend piece, where you'll be able to, very granularly, you'll be able to write policies around how you will protect those AI apps, what it can do, what it cannot do, what can your model accept as a request, and also give as a response. And in between applications and model, what's flowing is the data. We will make sure that the data remains with you securely and it's not getting out to the users. Now, I will have a demo for you, but just to give you some glimpses of our product, we discover your entire AI app ecosystem here, in this case on AWS. If you are adopting AWS Bedrock, it's a multi-cloud security, but AWS Bedrock, you'll be able to discover all the models on it. Now, it's a single pane of glass, so we have Strata Cloud Manager as a network security platform where you'll be able to see the entire AI app ecosystem. You will have very detailed traffic views around what is being accessed and what is protected versus not protected from app, model, and data perspective. Okay? This is about discovery. In just a few simple clicks, we help you deploy AI runtime security to protect those elements that I talked about. It will deploy the best practice reference architecture that we have built for AWS Bedrock in particular. Now, of course, it will have the flexible consumption. So we'll have the pay-as-you-go license as well as bring your own license options available that you can use to deploy this very quickly. Now, the third piece, which is the defend piece, which will help you protect all your AI assets, and will have the AI powered. We have precision AI, which is the combination of deep learning, machine learning, and LLMs that we use. It's a proprietary technology that we use in the back end to protect you against all the AI powered threats. So we use AI to protect your AI. Today, our network security platform protects and defends against 7.6 billion attacks every single day. 7.6 billion cyber attacks every single day. Right? That is the power of our precision AI technology that we use in the backend. Now, if you want to, let's double click into this, what does protect your AI apps means. So it has a few benefits. When we say we want to protect your AI app, that means we will be securing will be allowing you to segment all your applications and its components. These applications would be running in containerized environment, so every single pod to pod traffic, every namespace to namespace traffic, you'll be able to segment. You'll be able to prevent any known and zero-day application layer attacks. Because this is powered by our precision AI security services, you'll be able to protect applications from any known and unknown malwares as well. And URL filtering is at the core of our security capabilities here. Now, here is the container microsegmentation. Your AI apps are most likely to be delivered in a container form factor. The question and the resistance that we have seen from our customers is they want to have a single security stack to protect all of their traffic, north-south, east-west, app to model, app to the vector database, and so forth. Here we are giving you AI runtime security instance that will not only be able to just protect you against your north-south attacks, but also east-west, as well as will give you the pod-to-pod isolation. If you have a containerized, I'm sure you'll be running multiple namespaces within your Kubernetes cluster. You'll be able to segment and do the layer 7 threat prevention by segmenting those namespace to namespace traffic. Now, let's talk about the models. We protect models from direct as well as indirect prompt injection attacks. You'll be building RAG applications. This is retrieval augmentation generation, RAG applications, because most of these AI applications are going to be so-called compound systems. The output of this AI system is much more accurate when they combine the output from multiple models and multiple sources. So much richer your input, the more accurate the outcome becomes. And so there is something called model chaining. So most likely when you deploy your AI app, it will not go and talk to only one model. Behind the scene, it will go and talk to at least 3 to 5 models, will aggregate all the responses, also augment the search with the internet search and the results that you got from the internet search. This is how most of the retrieval augmentation generation applications are going to be built. Because then when you combine all of this output from multiple models which are chained, then your output to your customers and partners is much more accurate. Otherwise, it is not. So for that, we need to prevent these prompt injection attacks. And there are not just one type of jailbreak attempts. Our researchers have figured out more than 12 techniques of prompt injections. So it's not just about somebody trying to impersonate something else. It is a very deep topic, and it requires exhaustive and most comprehensive technology. Model DOS attacks are different from the denial of service attacks that you and I know of. These are not volumetric in nature. These are very subtle. It will spike up your model costs if you are not being careful. Now, when it comes to data, it's all about preventing data leaks happening from the AI models. So we'll be able to give you the predefined as well as give you the ability to customize the data patterns based on your data that you are using to train your models, and we'll make sure that such data patterns are not getting leaked out. You'll be able to anonymize some of the sensitive data content sent to models in line as well. Now, here is the AWS security reference architecture to deploy AI runtime security instances. It's a gateway load balancer based architecture. You will deploy AI runtime security instances in an auto-scale fashion behind the gateway load balancer, and that the traffic from your applications before it goes to the model behind AWS Bedrock or any other model, it will be steered through that runtime security instances before it goes to the model. Right? So this is how the architecture would work. This is how we intercept the traffic between applications and models. Okay, and the same way, other way around is also true. Any model response comes back, we secure that through the same instance that you deploy. Right. So on Amazon Bedrock, we have all the models that are hosted behind Bedrock. All the CSP managed models are supported. All right, let me walk you through the product experience so that you get some glimpse of what the product looks like. How many of you are Palo Alto Networks customers? All right, some. All right, we have a platform called Strata Cloud Manager that is, and this will be available even for Panorama as well, on Panorama in just a few months. But if you are a Strata Cloud Manager customer, you will see this first, where you will be able to get started with AI runtime security. Now, the first step, remember I told you that it's all about discovering your AI app ecosystem. So we start with the discovery. We have, in this case, let's say we go to the AWS. Let's onboard your cloud account. So once we onboard your cloud account, we ask for your VPC ID and S3 bucket. And by by default, we set that these applications, because every organization has different definition for applications. So in our case, the default is all the container namespaces are what we call applications. But if you want to change it to some other tag values, you'll be able to do that. Just tell us what that key is going to be, and we will classify those apps accordingly. Then we create the service account. You'll be able to download the Terraform. Once you run the Terraform and you give us the role ARN, we'll be able to onboard that cloud account and discover all your AI app ecosystem components. We are discovering all apps, models, internet destinations that your apps are talking to, the plugins, and the users that are accessing. So here I have discovered about 21 applications, about 5.1K total assets, about 500 credits is what you have from licensing standpoint. There are about 10 models in this scenario, and they are reaching out to about 40 internet destinations. Now let's look at these models. We have discovered 21 applications here. They are all in multiple clouds, for example, and then they are talking to all of these models. Now, as you can see, these are all unprotected applications. They are not secured by AI runtime security instances. So let's go and deploy runtime instances on AWS. And here in this case, you can deploy these instances to protect app to model, app to database, app to vector database traffic, or outbound internet traffic, or inbound from the internet traffic. In this case, let's go and secure your transactions between models and apps. Let's deploy this in North America region. Let's select the applications that we want to secure. I have about 14 applications in AWS. We are going to secure about 7 of them, and let's give the resource tag identifier Terraform so that we can identify when these instances are deployed. Let's do some configuration settings around licensing. This will be the CIDR for the VPC where these instances are deployed. Give us some of the license and management configuration settings in a simple step. Once it's done, here is the architecture that we will deploy. We'll create a security VPC where these instances will be deployed in an auto-scaling manner. Once we do that, you can run the Terraform, and you can secure by writing a security profile. The security profile will tell you that, okay, I want to protect my LLM traffic going to all these models, and I want protection against prompt injection attacks and the AI apps that I want to secure and the AI data. So you can write very granular data protection policies with the predefined as well as the custom data patterns. Once you do that, we are able to see that we protected about 7 applications that were running on AWS going to these 5 models. Now, and here are all the categories that once deployed, if there are prompt injection attacks that are happening, model DOS, and the other, by severity, we can see how many are critical, high, and low, and medium alerts, and what are the recommended actions. Now, we go back to the dashboard and look at the security view. We'll be able to see that now we have secured those applications, and there are 5 models traffic. Here are some of the stats, how many threats we have blocked versus alerted. It gives you recommendation on all the security actions that you need to take, broken down by the blast radius. So it tells you that, okay, if you take this one action, is impacting about 21 applications and so forth, right? So that's the action spotlight. And now, it's not just about protecting your AI traffic. We don't want you to introduce another point product just to secure AI traffic between app and model. You can use the same AI runtime security instance to protect any of your inbound and outbound traffic and protect against those foundational network attacks. In this case, we see those protected apps are talking to about 29 safe destinations and about 11 unsafe destinations. And you can deploy those AI runtime instances to protect and guard against those. In this case, now it's time for us to select and protect these 14 unprotected apps, right? So this is the entire command center where you'll be able to protect your AI as well as non-AI apps. Now let's go back and go back to the slides. So that was about a demo. Now, when we step in, it's all about providing you comprehensive AI runtime security. We deliver the best-in-class security with ease of use. So for AI app, model, and data protection, these are the key differentiators. It's extremely comprehensive in terms of what we do, right? thousands of apps and protocols that we support, 40% better protection from all the web-based attacks, protection from 25 plus DNS attacks, and 99% plus malware detection accuracy that we have on these AI runtime security instances. Model-wise, we protect all the CSP managed major models, prevent direct as well as indirect prompt injection attacks, and 1,000 plus data patterns are already available for you to simply select, and 2x greater coverage than any other cloud-based data leakage prevention solutions out there. Right? So what you need is simply the extension of, if you are Palo Alto Networks customers, you are already there. It's just a matter of using the platform to secure your usage of AI. Now, we looked at two use cases, securing employees and how they are accessing AI, as well as securing your enterprise AI applications that you'll be developing. And this will be available in July. Now, that is not it. On AWS and on all of the CSPs, we already have our virtual container cloud-native firewalls that are part of the same network security platform where AI runtime security instances are available. So these are all the firewall instances that you can also deploy, and these are very popular products on Amazon. You can consume them via marketplace. You can buy you can bring your own licenses to deploy, but it gives you all the network security protections that you desire. Now, of course, you'll be adopting AI, and you are already building those GenAI apps. Go build them confidently. Palo Alto Networks, we have got your back. Scan this QR code if you are available to try these products out. And if you want early access to AI access, AI security posture management, and AI runtime security products, just scan this barcode, express your interest, and then we have a long list of customers who are eagerly waiting to try some of these products out. But as we are able to get to you, if you are interested, let us know, and then you can be our design partners and help us build these products to meet your security needs. All right, with that, thank you, everyone. I hope you find this session useful. All right, thanks so much.